Welcome to the Unvarnished Truth. Today is July 24th, 2015. It's Craig Ferguson here. Just looking at this article in the New York Times of July 18th. This young writer named Nate Cohn talking about Donald Trump's turning point in his campaign when he started to criticize McCain for his being captured in the Vietnam War. Not saying I agree with Nate here. He claims that this will be the turning point where the popularity of Donald Trump will decline. But I think Donald Trump is definitely surging and will continue to surge. The writer talks about it here, saying, but Mr. Trump has not received an ordinary amount of media attention, and he has not received an ordinary polling bounce. He has been perfecting the art of attracting media attention for more than 2 decades, first in New York and then nationwide. Today he is a celebrity, the biggest and best-known personality in the race, someone who would attract an unusual amount of attention and interest, even if he said nothing unusual or interesting. Mr. Trump, of course, made the unusual and provocative comments from the start, saying in his announcement speech that Mexican rapists were entering the United States. You know, he's the only one talking about immigration, illegal immigration, in the Republican realm. And the Republicans are kind of afraid of him because he could take a third party. It could take a third party stance and go against them. So they don't want to rile his feathers too much. But you got to hand it to him. He's an interesting character, and he is bringing out. You'd almost think he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist the way he's bringing out these points that have long been talking points of many conspiracy theorists regarding illegal immigration, Mexicans, drug lords coming from Mexico. The borders seem to be open. You know, the question is, why is that the case? And here in the Unvarnished Truth, we want to get to what's real and what's not real. And talk about the news and get to the bottom of things. Goes on to say the amount of news media coverage of Mr. Trump dwarfed the attention received by other candidates. His post-announcement bounce has dwarfed other candidate surges as well. In taking the lead in some polls, he has justified another wave of media coverage, an attention that continues to the article you're reading right now. It's tempting to attribute Mr. Trump's surge to something more than media coverage, to assume that his positions must have unusual resonance with Republican voters, or to infer that Republicans are clamoring for an anti-immigration candidate. Those factors do play a role, but the predominant force is extraordinary in the sustained media coverage. So this writer, Nate Cohn, is saying that he's just a media whore and he just wants to attract media as much as he can. Well, that may be Cohn's take, but who knows if Donald Trump is actually serious about the presidential run. Why not? I say why not? Go for it, Donald.